So as we were leaving, we just got information that we had to arrest a child protective investigator who worked for the Pasco Sheriff's Office. And so I'm going to make sure you get that information. The one thing is, when you talk about having to fire and arrest a member of your organization, which we had to do, it is disappointing and sad. But the other side of it is you say, did we do the right things? And we actually did the right things. And it's because we were doing the right things that led us to find this information out, that led us to the arrest and now to subsequent termination of this individual. So the individual we're talking about, her name is Julianne Nicolero. She was here for 2 years. And what had happened was, because of previous incidents, we had upgraded our quality control. By upgrading our quality control, we go back and we randomly review cases. Our supervisors did a very good job. As they were randomly pulling cases, they were going through, reviewing them, they realized in this former member's cases, so far there was 11 falsification of documents which she's being charged for. So what she was doing was, deputies were going out on child protective investigation calls. The deputies were taking those reports, they were writing their own reports. She was then going in, reading the reports of the deputies and using their language as her own, so she was basically copying their information and putting it to her own words. She had also in some places falsified that people took drug tests and did other things that were needed and required of them as being investigated by Child Protective Investigation. Just to make sure that you're aware, we went back into all these cases. We reviewed over 200 of her cases so far, making sure that nothing else slipped through the cracks. Going back to ensure that all those children are safe, all those people that are being investigated were properly investigated, and all those that had to take the drug test were taking the drug test. So again, I go back to the fact that it's disappointing that you have to arrest and terminate a member. At the same time, I want to thank our supervisors and members within that organization, within that unit, for doing the right thing. Because they're doing quality control, we were able to check all this. And go back to the fact that when you talk about child protective investigation, it is not an easy position. They are handling a lot of cases. There's a heavy workload, and it's not just in Pasco County, it's anybody who's child protective investigation. So, to those that are out there doing a good job every day, day in and day out, thank you. Your work and dedication is not forgotten. And the work that you do and how critical and why we do these quality controls is because we're talking about children. And we have to make sure those kids are safe. Because they didn't choose to be born into some of those families. That's just the roll of the dice. And if they're in bad situations, we got to protect them and make sure they're okay. With that, any questions?
What was her story? Why?
Don't know it yet. We'll go back, find out. Not sure yet. I didn't talk to the detective as to why she decided to do this. But either way, if she either says, it was her workload or she's lazy, it doesn't matter, because she's going to have to put her head down in bed at night. And if she possibly could have put kids at risk for her actions, thank God she didn't, and we went back and checked on it. But that's why she's being arrested and charged, is because, not only she committed a crime and she's being terminated because of those actions, but also those actions, how do you do that? You have to go out and do a thorough job. You have to go out there and protect. That's what you signed up for. And signing up, it's not easy, but you have to do it. And if you don't want to do it, there's nothing wrong with saying, this isn't for me. I'm just going to do something else in my life. All right? Hopefully this really is the end. That's it for today.